Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Anchor MMA, and I'm back today with my UFC 327 predictions. I really do think this card is awesome, even without the second title fight. I'm not mad at it because it's such a deep card. I'm still really excited for it. We'll start on the early prelims with Charles Radke versus Francisco Prado. I think I'm going to go with Charles Radke by decision. This fight is just old man versus young up-and-comer, but Prado, he's been pretty rough as of late. He's won one fight in his last five, and Radke's won three of his last five, including one of the losses are not even bad. It's Carlos Prates and Mike Malott, two people that have main events coming up here soon for fight nights. So I think Radke's more experienced. I just think he's a better overall fighter. I think he could KO Prado, but I think Charles Radke is going to take this one. Up next, we got Kelvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. I know that Kelvin Gastelum is the biggest blob ever, but he's going to win this fight. His losses have not aged bad at all. Sean Brady, good loss. Joe Pryfer, good loss. Those are both pretty highly ranked fighters in their respective divisions. And Luque, he's kind of fallen off a cliff. His losses aren't bad either, other than Kevin Holland. Like, my boy, Joaquin Buckley, that's not a bad loss at all. And Yoel Alvarez isn't a bad loss. Kevin Holland by sub is a pretty bad loss. But overall, I think Kelvin Gastelum has fought at a higher level, so I trust him more to get this one done. He's shown more to me that easily will have me taking Kevin Gastelum. And the final fight on the early prelims is Chris Padilla versus Markel Medeiros. I don't know a lot about these guys. They haven't fought super high level in the UFC, but they both are pretty good up-and-coming fighters. They're both pretty young, too, so that's exciting. But I think I'm going to go with Chris Padilla by KO. He has KO'd three of his last five opponents, including Ismail Bonfim, who's Gabriel Bonfim's brother. He beat Jai Herbert. And, on the other side, Medeiros, I haven't heard of a single fighter he's beat, so I think because Chris Padilla has faced better competition, I think he'll get this one done later in the fight, maybe a third round KO/TKO. Now on to the prelims. I'm sure none of you care about this fight because I sure don't. But we have Tatiana Suarez versus Lupi Godinez. I'm just going to go with Tatiana Suarez by decision. She's fought higher level opponents. Losing to Weili isn't anything to hang your head about. And Godinez has lost to Verna Jandiroba and Mackenzie Dern, who are objectively worse than Zhang Weili. So, I'm just going to go logically here, not even think about it, because it's a women's fight. We're going to go with Tatiana Suarez. But up next, I'm really been on the fence about this. I think it could go either way. I think Gamrot could get a finish. I think Ribovic could get a finish. This one I'm not confident in, but I'm going to go with Mateusz Gamrot by submission, and I think he's going to do it late in the fight. Gamrot lost a hooker, which is not aging well. So I don't know about that, but Ribovic hasn't fought as high-level opponents as Gamrot has. He's not as experienced. So this is truly a 50-50 fight for me, but I think Gamrot will pull through and get it done, but I think he'll most likely probably get dropped in the fight. But yeah, I got Mateusz Gamrot by maybe third round submission, second round, something like that. Up next, we have Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown. This is another 50-50, but I'm going to go with Randy Brown by decision. Kevin Holland just hasn't shown me anything to be even remotely excited about him. And Randy Brown's losses are to Gabriel Bonfim and Brian Battle, which are both two well-proven fighters. Maybe not Brian Battle, but he's a big name. I think he would have been really good in the UFC. But, yeah, Kevin Holland is falling off a cliff. He's fought for a long time, so he's falling off. Obviously, Randy Brown is older, but I don't know. Kevin Holland seems to be trying less and less every fight, and he doesn't really care about winning. So I'm going to go with Randy Brown by decision on that one. The featured prelim, I am kind of excited for this fight. I don't know why. But Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico, the Bellator Championship. Obviously, Pitbull is 38, while Aaron Pico is only 29. But I'm going to go with Patricio Pitbull by a round 2 knockout. Aaron Pico has an absolute glass chin. He hasn't shown anything at all for me to confidently pick Pico. I think the betting lines for this are absurd. I think this could go absolutely either way. I could see Pico winning by decision or Pitbull winning by decision, but I'm going to go with Pitbull by KO because I don't think Pico takes getting hit on his chin very well at all. And I think he'll get chinned, potentially out cold, and a highlight finish just like his last fight. Pitbull by round 2 KO is my prediction for that one. On to the main card, we have Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr. Obviously, retirement fight for Cub Swanson. And I'm going to go with the Cub Swanson submission, actually. I don't know. Maybe not a submission. I'm going to go... I'll just go with Cub Swanson by finish. I think he'll get it done. Landwehr is not a great fighter. He's not a good fighter at all, actually. Judging off of a loss to Dan Ige, if you lose to Dan Ige, you're not a good fighter. But he's lost 3 of his last 5. Swanson's lost 2 of his last 5, so this isn't an amazing fight, but I think I trust Cub Swanson's experience a lot more, and especially in the retirement fight. I think he'll get a finish. I think he'll get a good send-off, and it'll be a feel-good moment for everybody involved. Up next, my favorite fight of the night, Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker. Everybody needs to stop whatever you're doing once this fight comes on and have your eyes glued to your television, because somebody is getting flatlined out cold, and we might lose a pulse in the octagon. We might lose two. Who's to say? Anything could happen. But this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think Johnny Walker is going to get this done by second round KO brutally. Johnny Walker's coming off of a win. That's my biggest thing that propels him to win this for me. Obviously Dominic Reyes has fought better opponents, but he just got chinned by Olberg. Didn't show me anything to be excited, not be excited about. He hasn't shown me enough to make me believe that he'll win this fight. I think it's chin or be chinned, absolutely. But I think the fact that Johnny Walker is coming off of a good win in a main event of a fight night in China, I think he will get this done over Dominic Reyes, and Reyes will hit a second decline in his career, unfortunately. But this will be the fight of the night. It has to be. It has to be. But round 2 knockout by Johnny Walker is my prediction. Up next, we have the featured fight of the night. Curtis Razor Blades versus Josh Hokett. This one's just really hard to predict because Hokett is so inexperienced. The best fighter he's fought was Denzel Freeman. What does that show you? Just Denzel Freeman is not a high-level fighter by any means. He didn't land a single significant strike on Josh Hokett. But I think Curtis Blades has fought way better guys, way more experienced. He'll know how to get this done. Curtis Razor Blades is going to win this by decision. I'm thinking 29-28, but a clear 29-28. And Josh Hokett is going to play his character and say he got robbed. But Curtis Razor Blades is going to get this one done against Josh Hokett. I actually don't mind the character he puts on. It's kind of funny sometimes. I mean, obviously he overdoes it, but he does that on purpose to get the eyes on him and get the people talking about him, and it's working. So I'm excited to see what he holds for the future of the UFC. Co-main event of the night, Azamat Murzakanov versus Paulo Costa. I'm extremely excited about this. I like Azamat Murzakanov a lot, but I just don't know. I can't tell if he's championship caliber yet. I think if he wins by finish, he should absolutely get the title shot, or at least fight for a title eliminator. But Costa does have lighterman skill. He lost to Strickland, Whitaker, and he lost to Marvin Vettori. I just can't trust that. Yes, he has a good chin. He doesn't usually get finished by people. And Murzakanov is a finisher. Pause. But that's what he does. He just knocks people. He TKOs people. He really does. That's all he does. His last 2 fights have ended in round 1 TKO. And he's 16-0. I think he'll get this done. Murzakanov is just a better fighter than Paulo Costa. I disagree with people who are saying Paulo Costa will win. I think that's ridiculous to me. Murzakanov is high level. I know that for sure. And I think Murzakanov will KO him in the second round. And I think after he KOs him in the second round, he'll finally have some hype because it'll be on a co-main event of a Miami card. And they'll give him the title shot against the winner of this next fight, the main event, Yuri Prohaska versus Carlos Ulberg. I really think that Carlos Ulberg is underrated. People aren't giving him enough credit for what he deserves. But when your best wins are Jan Blachowicz and Dominic Reyes, you fought Dominic Reyes to get to the belt. And Yuri Prohaska has only lost to Alex Pereira in the UFC. He's beat Alexander Rakic. He's beat Jamal Hill. He's beat Khalil Roundtree. He's beat these guys to where I know Prohaska has better experience and he's going to do enough goofy shit. He's going to lose round 1. He's going to lose round 2. He's going to turn it up and win round 3, and he's going to knock Carlos the fuck out in round 4, and Yuri's going to be the champion of the light heavyweight division. I think this will be a banger fight. Yuri's hype will be at its highest. Yuri versus Murzakanov will be next. That's a banger. And absolute cinema. This card is going to be incredible. I really can't wait for it. It's got everything you could ask for except for that second title fight. But obviously coming up, we got Burns Malott. And then Aljo versus Eustace Law. And I probably won't make predictions for these two events because they're going to be shitty. I don't know how this one isn't an Apex card. But they're both basically shitty Apex cards. But I'll be back to discuss Jack Della Maddalena versus Carlos Prates. And obviously 328. Where my boys Joaquin Buckley and Waldo Cortez Acosta will be fighting. I cannot wait for that. But for now, we get to watch Yuri Prohaska become the champion of the light heavyweight division. If you guys like the video, comment down below, like, subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching, and as always, have a great day.